I remember Kanye West had a nervous breakdown and checked into a hospital for treatment after battling depression for years after his mother died. Kid Cudi went to rehab for depression and suicidal thoughts. You know, in the black community, we tend to self-medicate with weed, some alcohol, or just anything to make us feel better because we ain't going to see no therapist. But what makes a man like Shakir Stewart, who was a powerful music exec, had a mansion, cars, fame, his net worth over $50 million, take his own life? Now, Shakir Stewart, aka Shake, was born April 12, 1974 in Oakland, California. Now, at an early age, he realized that the music business was his destiny and something he wanted to do for the rest of his life. Now, after graduating high school, he began promoting parties in his neighborhood. Now, Shakir wanted to take his marketing talent to the next level, so he enrolled in Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia. While in college, he hosted parties and concerts all around the city, passing out flyers every week. Now known as a concert promoter, Shakir began promoting for big name acts like Luke Skywalker, Scarface, Nas, Too Short, just to name a few. In 1996, he graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Marketing and started Noontime Music, helping and launching the careers of songwriter Jonte Austin, Jazzy Faye, and Brian Michael Cox. Now see, his accomplishments ended up catching the attention of a music publishing company named Hitco, owned by music mogul L.A. Reid. Now, L.A. Reid was impressed by his talents and made Shakir their creative director at Hitco Publishing, and one of the first artists that Shakir signed to Hitco Publishing was Beyonce. Years later, some say he was responsible for introducing Jay-Z to Beyonce. Now, also during that time, rumors were out that Shakir Stewart and P. Diddy's ex, Kim Porter, was dating around that time. Now, according to former Bad Boy artist Mark Curry, Diddy and his bodyguards confronted Shakir Stewart and attacked him in a hotel, hitting him with a chair, leaving him on the floor. After that incident, Shakir was so afraid of Diddy and his bodyguards that he avoided going to work for weeks. Now, while making Hitco a successful publishing company, L.A. Reid would treat Shakir better than his own son and put his trust in him. L.A. Reid's next job offer for Shakir was an A&R position with LaFace Records, who just merged with Clive Davis at Arista Records. Now, in his new position, Shakir Stewart would sign R&B star singer Ciara. Under that Hitco Publishing, Shakir is responsible for the #1 hits of Destiny's Child, Survivor, Outkast, The Way You Move, both of Beyonce's Crazy in Love and Baby Boy. Now, also around that time, right, Usher was working on his album, Confessions, and was in need of a big radio hit. With Shakir's help, he put Usher and Lil Jon together, and they created Usher's #1 single, Yeah, winning Best Rap Song Collaboration at the 47th Grammy Awards and selling over 4 million copies. Now, in 2004, L.A. Reid was released from his contract at Arista and became the chairman and CEO of the Island Def Jam Music Group and hired Jay-Z as vice president. Now, Shakir will follow and become vice president of A&R for Def Jam because him and L.A. Reid, they had like a father and son relationship. Now see, during that time, a close friend of Shakir Stewart named Noonie was managing producer Jazzy Faye, who was working with the rapper Young Jeezy. One day, he played Jeezy's demo for Shakir, and he liked what he heard. And Shakir told L.A. Reid, Jay-Z, and Kevin Liles that Young Jeezy was going to be the next big thing, and they should sign him. Now, after signing him to Def Jam, Shakir was responsible for one of Jeezy's biggest hits, which was Go Getter. He even hooked up R. Kelly to sing on the hook. Now, in 2006, he also brought Rick Ross to Jay-Z, signing him to a 4 albums, $10 million deal. Shakir also got a deal for the R&B group named Brother, which composed of 5 real blood brothers who ended up signing with Jermaine Dupri and also having a reality show on BET titled Brothers to Brother. A couple more acts Shakir signed were Ace Hood and Rocco the Don. In December 2007, Jay-Z resigned as president of Def Jam to start his own company, Roc Nation. Desperate to replace Jay-Z, L.A. Reid began searching to fill the positions because he was an R&B guy, and he didn't really want to deal with the rappers on the roster. But see, Shakir Stewart was around the rappers all the time. So 6 months later, L.A. Reid gave the job to Shakir, naming him executive vice president of Def Jam, taking Jay-Z's place. In 2007, the feds began handing out indictments to members of the BMF family who hung around with Shakir. A former BMF employee testified that he sold 4 bricks of cocaine to Shakir Stewart artist Young Jeezy. Now, after that, for several weeks, Shakir's wife said his behavior was inconsistent and believed Shakir was in deep pain and largely suffering in silence. He was being followed everywhere he went and looking out the windows all the time. And on October 31st, the day of Halloween, Shakir went trick-or-treating with his fiancée and his 5-year-old daughter. Hours later, Shakir's wife noticed a change in his behavior after they returned home. So she called his friend over to help, but Shakir began telling his friend to leave and go back home to his wife and children. Seconds later, they heard a gunshot and found Shakir on the master bedroom floor with a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. He was taken to the hospital but later pronounced dead. His wife stated that the day before he committed suicide, he told her that he just realized he had sold his soul to the devil and couldn't even look himself in the mirror. After his death, rumors began to swirl about his suicide. Now, some blame L.A. Reid for putting too much pressure on him to produce hits for the company, which put him in a deep depression. Some say the whole BMF indictments thing by him being affiliated with Young Jeezy. I heard something about a sex tape and somebody was trying to extort him. Now, at Shakir Stewart's private memorial in Atlanta, they say L.A. Reid did not attend and didn't want to help pay for the funeral expenses, but later realized he was wrong for that and got the label to pay for it. Also, in 2009, the Georgia Music Hall of Fame Awards inducted Shakir Stewart for his work, and his wife and kids and parents accepted his award. But after the award presentation, they say as the lights went down, an argument started between his wife and his parents backstage that the audience could hear. He was 34 years old. R.I.P. Shakir Stewart.